The new GM of SmackDown has made a very troubling decision about Roman Reigns' future in WWE. A decision that Roman Reigns himself has to be devastated by. Something very strange happened on SmackDown. The show started with Paul Heyman alone in the ring, as Roman Reigns was nowhere to be seen. And then to make things even stranger, one of Roman Reigns' arch enemies, Jey Uso, snuck in to SmackDown as he was disguised and then attacked Bloodline member Jimmy Uso. So why did these things happen? Well, we are now learning that sadly, it's all because of the new SmackDown general manager, Nick Aldis. As we know, prior to Nick Aldis being named the brand new GM of SmackDown by Triple H, anything went on SmackDown. But Nick Aldis has truly laid down the law, and he has said, if you are not part of this brand, you're not allowed on this show, and that is probably why Jey Uso had to disguise himself and sneak into SmackDown, because Jey Uso is a member of the Raw brand. And Nick Aldis is trying to separate the brands fully. And the reason why Roman Reigns was not in attendance was because of Nick Aldis. This is some very sad news for not only Roman Reigns, but his millions of fans around the world. I'm sure Roman Reigns did not think that once Nick Aldis was named the GM of SmackDown, that things would immediately change. And unfortunately for Roman Reigns, they changed for the worse. Nick Aldis fined Jey Uso $10,000 and removed him and Raw GM Adam Pearce from the building. This was a show of force by Nick Aldis. Now, obviously, the person who Nick Aldis was basically doing this for and was trying to show whose boss is Roman Reigns. Nick Aldis obviously was sending Roman Reigns a message. If you think I'm going to do this to the Raw GM and Jey Uso, wait until I get a hold of you. And now it seems that Nick Aldis has made a surprising decision about Roman Reigns in WWE. So here's what we know about this right now. Roman Reigns hasn't really cared about who's in charge of WWE or SmackDown, because Roman Reigns feels like he's in charge, because he's a champion and he is far and away the biggest star not only on SmackDown, but in WWE. So Roman Reigns has felt like he's been able to make his own rules. But then when Nick Aldis came into the picture, Roman Reigns realized things were going to be a lot different from here on out. And the very first interaction that Roman Reigns had with Nick Aldis was when Nick Aldis put his hands onto Roman and told him, "Get away from Cody Rhodes. We're not doing this tonight." Now, WWE quickly cut to commercial for whatever reason, and we didn't really get to see what the actual outcome of that interaction was, because when they came back from break, Roman and Cody and Nick Aldis were no longer standing in the aisle. They were gone, basically. So we're not sure if Roman backed down or if Roman just said, you don't make the rules around here, I do. We don't know what happened, but we do know that Roman decided not to attack Cody Rhodes. Roman dropped it like Nick Aldis asked him to. It could be that Roman Reigns went back to his dressing room and talked to Paul Heyman about, what do we do about this Nick Aldis guy? There's a new sheriff in town, and he's trying to control me. He's trying to make me play by the rules. Because WWE has obviously allowed Roman to go by his own rules. Roman got to make the rules. But now with Nick Aldis as a GM of SmackDown, Roman has to abide by Nick Aldis's rules. Roman has been trying to just get business done, trying to keep the paychecks rolling in, trying to help his family. And obviously, the next order of business is to take down LA Knight. But it's hard to do that when the general manager of SmackDown is trying to control you and lay down the law. Roman has to be very troubled right now. And we are now learning that one of the reasons why Roman Reigns was absent from the most recent episode of SmackDown and why Paul Heyman had to be in that ring alone was because of the new GM of SmackDown, Nick Aldis. It seems that Nick Aldis put in a formal complaint into WWE about Roman Reigns' behavior. As we know, Roman Reigns viciously attacked LA Knight and then tried to attack Cody Rhodes. And we don't know whether Roman Reigns decided not to go to SmackDown or if Nick Aldis in WWE told Roman to stay home. Well, with the news we are now getting, it could be that WWE told Roman to stay home until they sorted things out. This is because the new GM of SmackDown, Nick Aldis, has put in a formal request that WWE fire Roman Reigns. And this is because Nick Aldis doesn't think he can fully do his job with Roman Reigns on the show. Nick Aldis probably told WWE officials that he wanted to suspend Roman Reigns. He wanted to penalize Roman Reigns. He wanted to fine Roman Reigns. But if he does that every week, Roman just can never be on the show. He'll be constantly in legal battles with WWE. And Nick Aldis may have just said, look, I don't want to have to do this stuff every week. Let's just fire him. Do we really need him? You know, we have a lot of big stars. And Nick Aldis possibly said, I got these wrestlers right here, and these guys can replace Roman Reigns, and they can be even bigger than Roman Reigns. So this is obviously a vendetta that, for some reason, Nick Aldis has against Roman Reigns. And the question is, will WWE go through with Nick Aldis's request to fire Roman Reigns from WWE? What are your thoughts about the rumor that SmackDown GM Nick Aldis wants Roman Reigns to be fired? Leave a comment below and give me your opinion. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell notification and check out our new YouTube channel, Wrestling News Now Insider. Click on the link to visit it now, and you will get brand new exclusive videos.